Which book?
The little tiny book.
Oh, I love that
I
book.
don't
It's a
get
nice
it.
study. It's the first time we were looking at a book of, toes are for wiggling, mouths are for smiling, and there's a picture in here. And of course I bought this book because it had African American faces and they're not that hard to
Which one?
They're
Which
not that
one?
easy to find. And so it says,
Oh.
eyes are for peeking. You want to read it?
Okay. Eyes are for peeking, nose are for smelling, ears.
Slower. Ears are for
Never hear.
listening, mouths are for laughing, tongues are for tasting, teeth are for chewing, heads are for thinking. Go ahead. And for cats.
For cats.
And then it said hair is for braiding, and she was 18 months old. She wasn't even 2 years old yet, and she didn't even talk in complete words. She just talked in these chains of syllables only I understood. And she said, "Where did my other mother go?" And I said, "Did you just say where did my other mother go?" And she said, "Yes." When she wasn't even 2. And I said, "Oh wow, I knew this question would come up, but I didn't think it would come up so soon."
And so what was your answer?
I said, "Your other mother was very young and she didn't have money or a house or a car and she couldn't take care of you. And I really, really wanted a baby. And she asked me if I would take care of you and be your mother instead. And I said yes for the rest of your life." And is that a good answer?
Yes.
There was a time she would have said yes, less teenagey. This is about before I met you. Okay?
No, don't touch that. Oh. Stab me in the eye.
Shh. The birth mother said, "Please, if you can't ever keep her, give her back." I said, "I've never wanted anything more than I want to be her mother. Nothing will happen where I can't take care of her, unless I die." Unlucky talk. "I'm healthy," I added. She said, "You hear about these kids going home to home, lost in the system." I said, "That's foster care, when the government takes an abused child. Foster care is temporary. Adoption is permanent. I've never heard of an adopted child who didn't stay with its family." Usually the agency explains all this, but the birth mother hadn't phoned the agency until her labor started and she walked to the nearest ER. The caseworker had faxed papers to the hospital. They sat on the nightstand with the blanks still blank. I said, "I hope you'll decide to trust me to raise your child, but you need privacy to make this decision." I went to the waiting area to stare through the glass at the baby, but the nurses invited me into their lounge. "Too bad you don't have some relative or friend to sit with you now," the nurse said. I was too rattled to pray for specifics, so silently I went through the Lord's Prayer, which covers food, shelter, forgiveness for even unconscious sins, and the reminder we can't wangle outcomes. Thy will be done. Some people think the word amen is transformative. Amen, and the future is here, but you can't handpick it. The caseworker got to the hospital and went to the birth mother's room. The birth mother told the nurse I could hold the baby. The birth father said I could hold the baby too, but he hadn't agreed to sign. I'd be holding a baby that might not be mine, the nurse pointed out. Would I risk it? I held the baby. I fed her. I touched her minuscule face. I was a humming machine, worrying yet not worrying, like listening to music and you're on hold. Business is getting done even if you can't see it or hear it. Having prepared for months, years I'd dreamed this moment, to love a baby that didn't exist, or if it did, it was in someone's body I couldn't guard or supervise. My daydreams had felt like pleasure until they got too detailed and scared me. Longing triggered my own doubts too. Who was I to deserve being a mother? I distracted myself, anodynes of chores. I fed her again. Newborns eat every 3 hours. The nurse walked in. The birth father signed the papers, she said. The caseworker came in and confirmed this. Amen, and I'm a mother. My favorite moment. My most amazing moment.